All right, hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue, and I'm from OML Embroidery. And today we're going to be working on this Hoffman panel that I've really had a lot of fun stitching this guy. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to do the flower one next. But I thought we should do a little more work on it because not everybody has the projector, which makes it super easy. So today we're going to be working on it with the camera. So I am following the instructions right here, and I'm keeping track of what I'm doing. So I'm on the second row of the leaves, so these big green ones. And the one I'm doing is number 14. So how I keep track of that is I have the number 1 printed. You can see it off in the left hand where I'm pointing. That's my number 1. So then I know how to count everything. So 1, 2, 3. So for all the yellow ones. So it makes it a little bit easier to do it this way, I find, just to keep track. And she also gives you the order that you should do them in. You can do them in any order that you want, but I would suggest to stick to how she's doing it. She knows what she's doing. And there's a lot of stretching and pulling when you're doing these stitching, so you want everything to be on. Now, let's look at what I did. I did a couple more last week without you guys. Here's one of the green leaves. Let me see if I can pull this back right here. And you can see I'm a little bit off on this one, and I'm not worried about it. So it's enough. If you look here, can you guys see this? Am I in this camera, Don?
Yep.
I made a mistake, and I was way over on here. And this yellow one is a bit over. But in the big picture of things, you're not going to see that. So you can hardly see it on camera. It's a little bit more noticeable. But as it goes along, it's just going to look like it's supposed to be there. Are there perfect leaves? No, they're not. So what I'm doing today is I'm stitching number 14. So she has lists of everything, and take one thing at a time so you don't get overwhelmed. I'm focused on one color, and it's the darker green that I have in here. Is there another pair of scissors? Yeah. Wow. I got scissors everywhere today. Oh, and it's full. There we go. No trimming today. No trimming, Lynn. No trimming. Just one thing at a time, and it's not as overwhelming. As always, I have my bin, my project bin. If you were printing out all the templates and cutting them out, perfect place to keep them. All my thread colors that I'm using so I don't accidentally forget, because I didn't write any of them down. I suppose that would be a good way. But I just like to keep everything together. It just makes me feel better. When I'm done with my green, I'm going to put it back in here. So I can, if I want to change the colors. I'm not 100% sure about this one. I can't remember where it goes on it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. That is part of the one thing at a time that we need to do. So I'm going to move my project bin so I have enough room. Now, I don't really have enough room here to show you guys hooping, but I'm just using a magnetic hoop for this. If you don't have a magnetic hoop, that's fine. Just hoop it regular. This is my 8x12 magnetic hoop. It just makes it a little bit easier. Which is awesome. Now, I think we're ready to go to the machine. It's going to take me a second to load this in. I did hook up my weightless quilter, and it made a huge difference. It just kind of slides under the desk, and there's poles. It holds everything out of the way. and it's easy to fix if you're like moving it around. It's just a delight. It's like the quilt just floats there. It's lovely. I haven't done that today because it interferes with the cameras, So are there any questions before I take it to the machine and we start our camera work? I also wanted to show you guys just a little peek of how beautiful the back is. Now, I know I have polka dots. Had I realized this was so beautiful on the back, I might not have put polka dots.
That is beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, that's just a little bit of it. I don't want to maneuver it around too much, but look at that. I flipped over part of it and I'm like, ooh, that is so nice. And this, the reason why I'm doing videos on this is great practice. Even for me, this is great practice. I do need practice sometimes. And I have not done a whole lot. I've done some, but I have not done a whole lot of precision placement. What kind of thread in your bobbin? That's just regular bobbin thread. You could be really clever and you could... Is the camera frozen, Don?
It clears.
Okay. You could use the same color, like put a plain color here and use the same color bobbin and you'd have a gorgeous design on the back. I don't know what you'd need that for, but it would be beautiful. So I'm just using my pre-wound bobbins. I'm using my magnetic frame because it's awesome. But if you had a regular frame, just go ahead and hoop it. I should show you my quilt sandwich is the Hoffman, and I have it pinned, and it would be really good idea for the next one I'm going to do this, add an extra 10 inches or so on the edge of it. So you got to have extra. When I'm hooping the end ones here, it's going to get a little awkward, so I'm going to have to work on this. And then I have my backing fabric, which is not very nice fabric, but it was inexpensive, and that's why it's polka dots. So yeah, don't ask. That's why it's polka dots. So the other thing you could do if you have extra fabric going on is excuse me, you could keep track of what you're doing on there just with chalk or whatever. Just write down the numbers that you're doing and scratch them off. Was it easy to set up your weightless quilter frame? Yes, it really is. There's 6 pieces to it, and you can make it accommodate any space. So I have a very narrow desk here, and the machine is on it on the other side. And you just slide a piece under the desk. You have one piece that's holding here for the machine, and then 2 pieces out there. And if they're too far away, then you just adjust it and slide it in, and there we go. It's awesome. Oh, we need the hello from Dawn. Say hello. Dawn on the computer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's gently go over to the Luminaire. But today the Luminaire is a Stellaire or a Dream Machine because we're not going to be using the projector part, which I find enjoyable, by the way, the projector part. I went in yesterday and we weren't feeling well for most of the week. I went in yesterday and I played around with the projector on the sewing side, and I love it. I love it. All right, this slides in so wonderfully. And take your time and get everything organized before you start. Even live, I'm not rushing. It's got to be right. I don't want to, wreck anything.
Do you end or are you good?
Well, I'm done now. So, no, I'm good. And we're just gonna, if I had big clips, that would be good. I like it to stay on top of the arm. But if you had like clips, even like hair clips, that would work. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. And because it's a magnetic hoop, I can play around with it just a little bit, but make sure that it's not interfering, it's not hooked on anything, it's gonna be free and clear. I checked the camera cords too because we have lots of cameras. This is twisted up a little bit, so I want everything to be smooth. This side's easier. Okay, so, phew, now I put a little mark because I don't want to get overwhelmed. There's so many of these. I counted, and I made sure I was doing the right one, and I put a little chalk mark on it that just comes off. You see, I can just wipe it off. It's not gonna stay there. Just to make sure I didn't lose track of where I was. I have my thread loaded, and let's go. And I'm gonna go to the pocket. We're still on that camera?
On wide shot.
Oh, okay. We are on wide shot? Yeah. Okay, go to the camera, and I put all of these designs, there's 79 of them, I put them on a USB just so they wouldn't bog down my machine and I wouldn't have to search through all my other awesome designs that you can see here. So this symbol here is the universal symbol for USB.
Froze.
Which one?
Your wide shot.
Okay.
And it's not unfreezing.
Okay, so can you unplug the dust cam completely?
Yeah.
And then only have 2 cameras going?
Okay.
And just see if that works. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Pretty nails, Sue, thank you. I did a video. Oh, you can't see me at all because we're frozen and he left it on that camera.
Oops. Sorry.
All right. Do 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 do. Just unplug the camera.
I did, but I gotta untie the cable, get it over here.
I don't. Okay, I don't know why you're doing that, but sure, whatever works, Don.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Nope,
There you go.
not even close. Are we back up?
You don't know. Probably not.
No. It's all this leafy goodness. It's all that leafy goodness.
Nothing up. All right, let's fix this.
Okay, we're working on it. Boo, boo, boo. Switch it over to...
There's the main picture, so you get the needle with the leafies.
Okay, that's fine. I work with my husband, too. Yeah. Give me a time to look at your nails. I did a video on them. Are we up? But we can't see you. There we go. We're on the needle one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's the best way to do it. I did a video on these. The colors are from Maniology, and the stamping plate is also from Maniology, and I showed you guys how I stamp my nails. I'm just trying to get it so it's not shadowy. It's really pretty, so I did like 1/4 of the top here in this beautiful kind of burnt orange and then stamped on a sparkly turquoise. So yeah, thank you. It's pretty. While Don's fiddling with the other camera, we can look at what we're doing here. So the first stitch on the design, once we pull it up, the first stitch is going to do an outline, and that's your get out of jail free card. So what that means, that's just what I call it. It's just going to do one outline and then there's a color change. You don't need to change your color at all, but it's just if it's not lined up, if it's really, really, really way out, then you can... Well, if you want to unpick it, I wouldn't bother because it's not going to show up, but then you can adjust it and do it again. I mean, you don't want 20 outlines. Pick one, get it close enough. But that is a really nice way of doing it.
Okay.
We're back up on the machine, Don?
Wide shot is up.
Okay. So,
Sorry about that.
back here to the... Oh, look. Be yourself. I guess I did save some things on there. Sometimes I have trouble sending to the machine. Anyways, so everything is in order. You recognize these ones here are from our first set, the center. So what we're looking for is number 14. Perfectly in. Now we don't have to change anything else on this. We're gonna have to move it around just a little bit. I can see that it's in, you know, pretty much the right spot. I might have to move my hoop over a little bit, but we're gonna see. So let's put it in embroidery mode, and then we're gonna go up here to this button, and we're going to take a scan. And let's scan it and do it this way. So the McDreamies, the Stellaires, all the ones like that have the camera function. Now remember, if you don't have a camera, don't worry about it. You can still do it with templates and just mark your templates. But once you finish this, you will be like a pro at placement, an absolute pro. So look at this on the screen. I just want to see how well you guys can see it. It looks hard. No, if you take it one piece at a time, you can do this. So if you don't have the camera to scan, you would have printed out all your templates, or just, you know, print them out what's like as you need them. So like for the second row, print them out, that way you're not overwhelmed, and cut them out, and you would have marked, you know, somewhere around here all the marks that you need to line up your needle, and then go. In a way, it's almost easier because you know where you're heading to. I would also almost, if I was doing it with the camera, I would do that anyways, so it would be faster, and then you can fine tune it with the camera. Although, you know, moving it like this is also pretty fast. So I'm just going to get it into its general position. Now I can see that my angles are just a little bit off, so let's close this, and we're going to go to layout, and we're going to have to rotate it just a little bit. So, because I want the top here to match. Are we frozen again?
Yeah, we are. But I've got a split screen, so I got your needle cam up too.
Okay, plug the desk cam into what it was plugged into, please.
Okay.
No, don't plug that camera in. Don't plug it in. Technical difficulties. Hello, Dawn. All right, so you can still see everything moving here. So, and you can still hear me. I'll just wait a sec till Dawn gets the camera back up. Not sure why we're having difficulties, but it's live. Expect something, right? Yes, we know it's frozen. We know. We're working on it.
Hand in front of the needle.
Why?
Okay, I'm making sure that one's not frozen.
No, I know, man. I know.
It's one of those days.
Yeah. There's an echo. They're complaining now, Dawn. So whatever you unplugged was creating the noise. So I'm going to narrow it down to the cord for the desk cam. So there. Are we good now? The camera up, Dawn? Oh, the joys of running live. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do?
No, there was no echo.
Dawn.
That was YouTube, sorry.
I just work with what I've got. I mean, it's going to happen. We don't have a studio. We don't have $6,000 cameras. We don't have that. So, I mean, it happens. We'll figure it out. We always do. We're playing around with our software a little bit, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Where are you? I'm in my studio. I'm in Ontario, Canada. So, yeah, there we go. All right, so we've got this camera on. Now, if I had marked it, you guys would have a fantastic view of where it needs to be. So, but I didn't mark anything, and I still can get rid of my blue chalk marks. Doesn't that look stunning though? Even with the shadows behind it, it's so amazing. Isabel, thank you. Thanks for showing us how to deal with a large piece of fabric. Yeah, you got to keep it under control. The weightless quilter is my favorite way, and it's so easy, but I can't do it with the cameras. And
you know what's bad is this is the camera we need the most this show.
So
Giving us the most problems.
you just got to keep it out of the way. You don't want it to, get messed up. So if Dawn isn't going to be able to get the camera going, then I am just going to do the rotate, and you guys will see it move here. And I wanted to show you guys the screen. You see it moving? And I'm going to get it as close as I can.
I got it. Give me 1 second.
I'm just going to work away, Dawn. You figure it out. I have it just about exactly on. So that would be our center. See what I've got it here? Now I moved the angle just a little bit, and that seems to work really well. Now I guess we could zoom into this and be really particular. Oh, I'm off there a little bit for some reason, but doesn't that look good? I'm quite certain I have it pretty close up. I like it.
Looks good.
Yeah, I think that's really neat. Now, I think we can we zoom it? I don't want to worry about it. But that looks pretty close. It could be, we could get really fiddly about it, and we could go maybe here. Oh, no, see, that's too much.
Laurie's saying that this looks hard.
Because of the technology, it is a lot of work, but you know what? Mastering all of this is why I'm teaching it. Mastering all of this will make you a much better embroiderer. Because basically, if you can do this, you can do anything. You can precision place anything using the tools that you've got. If you don't have a camera and you don't have the cool thingy projector, then use templates. It was done like that for a long time. I remember doing it many times. Use templates and get really good at templates. And your machine goes up and down, the needle goes up and down just like mine. I just have bells and whistles, and the bells and whistles are technology to make it easier. I'm not necessarily going to say better, but it's going to make it easier for you. It looks like a real leaf. Yeah, I know. It's the beautiful design. And even seeing it, this one scans it really well. And like I said, I can see I'm slightly off in a couple of places, but in a couple places I'm completely on. So, you can zoom in and fiddle about if you want. I'm not that worried about it. We could have a really good look, I guess, but what do you think, Don? Pretty good?
It looks pretty good from what I can see, yeah.
We can do our get out of jail free and see how far we're off. So another thing I'd like to point out is that when you're using these hoops, it's a good idea, like if you're doing the next one, you don't have to take it anywhere and re-hoop it. But if you have to do that, that's fine. Like I said, just easier. I close the top lid and I put the thread on the horizontal ones and close the top lid because I kept on bumping the thread and pulling it out, and I'd have to rethread it all the time. I was like, why is this happening? And then I'm like, well, duh, really? So yeah, just so you know if you want to do that. So are we ready for our get out of jail free, or are we going to be really more particular? It's only a 7-minute stitch, so okay, let's try. Dark green, number 14, little bit off there. That's the little bit off side. I always hold my breath, so I'm going to try to talk and breathe. So little tiny bit off, which, get it as perfect as you can. Really, if you want to sit there and make it absolutely perfect, then all the more power to you. It could have gone back a little bit more. Let's see how it does there. That's coming a little bit far onto my yellow, but I think my yellow was also a little bit off. So you guys have a nice close-up view, so I gotta try to keep this out of the way. A nice close-up view. So, okay, that's our, if we don't like it, then, you know, there's a problem. And it was ever so slightly off, and it was ever so slightly, I'm gonna just pop the hoop so we can talk about it, what is good. Now it's completely up to you guys what you want to do. Now if you see here, look, this is a little bit off. It's hard to see which is good. These ones aren't bad. These ones aren't bad either. But if you want to make those adjustments to make that perfect, you certainly can. I think I'm okay with it. I don't think it's really going to be that noticeable, but if you're a perfectionist, then you will want to, you know, make adjustments. So, you know what? It's like a millimeter off in one place. So,
Judy Quilt says that it's a good comment. If the earlier leaf is off a bit, then there will be an overlap, but she still likes the effect of it being off a bit.
Yeah, I'm not minding it at all. And I think, you know, the wow factor of this whole thing and the practice, you can see none of mine are perfect. Look right here. There's a space, but that makes the orange show through a little bit more. Same with over here. Look, you can see that the darker orange kind of stands out. I think it's gonna all blend in and look amazing. Do you have to line up every leaf? Yep. And that's why I said I think these projects are fantastic, and I'd like to do a series on them because practice, 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 practice. When you align 80 pieces or 79 pieces, you are going to be a pro by the end of it. So it's super good practice. And the other thing that I would say is really cool, as you are practicing, you're still completing a project, and if you're off, it does not ruin the whole project. So I seriously think, for those reasons, that this is awesome to do. This is something I've always wanted to do, and I find it's kind of fast-paced, believe it or not, but because each leaf only takes like 7 minutes to stitch out, it's, you know, going back and forth, rehoop, placement, stitch, rehoop, placement, stitch. Does it matter if you make it one of a kind, so mistakes can be a good thing? Nobody really notices unless you point it out. Yeah, absolutely. No one will notice. I point them out because I want you guys to notice them. And, you know, if it was like this much off, I would not stitch it. But we're talking a hair, a millimeter here. It needs to go down and whatever. And for me, I'm okay with it like this. I think, you know, on the yellow ones, you can see I'm off. I was doing different techniques and practicing. And it doesn't bother me that, you know, we have pieces that are off here, because you really can't see it as much as you think you can. So that's another thing that working on this, it will teach you to lighten up a little bit on yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Oh, I thought I saw a thread. So now we're gonna do the decorations, and I gotta try to keep everything out of your view. But see, even then, can you really see it? No, not at all. I just want to be careful that it doesn't get caught in the machine. I can't reach them. I can reach them. I have a couple of these I'm gonna put on it, and these are quilt clips. which should do the trick and make sure my machine is not going to get caught up on it. So excuse me if I bump the camera, I'm doing something kind of weird. There we go. So now everything should stay and I'm not worried about it. So yes, you have to manage your big fabric and, you know, fold it up, clip it. I just use binder quilting clips, quilt binding clips. There we go, that works.
Judy Quilt says you could have moved the design had you wanted to, right, when you had it stopped?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. Sorry, I thought I was clear on that. That's your get out of jail free. So you can choose to get out of jail for free or just keep going. So if you weren't happy with that, then you want to go back and reset it again and then stitch out. I wouldn't pick it out. You can if you want. I don't think it shows enough. It'll blend in. So awesome. Thank you, Jill. I'm really enjoying your videos. Thank you, Sue and Dodd. You're very welcome. I just really want to encourage everyone to play and have fun with this. It is brilliant practice. It's a stunning result. Even if you're off on every single leaf, it's gonna be a stunning result. And you won't be able to notice any of the mistakes. What you will notice are the beautiful quilting stitches and all the amazing colors. So, is this my design? No, it is from, the panel is Hoffman Leaf Panel, and the designs are from Stitch Delight. I could have done all my own designs on it and spent the time, but Stitch Delight's work is stunning for quilting. So, can I help you?
I
we're watching. He's right behind me.
I actually, even without all the tech of the Luminaire, I'd still love to try it even by hand, like with the templates.
Oh, would you?
I love that challenge. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
it is a challenge.
You haven't done a lot of precision placement because you do the production for the business.
No, I mean, even t-shirts and stuff isn't that precision.
No, this is precision, and like I said, when you're done this panel, you will be a pro. Does anyone make designs for the poinsettia panel? I may be wrong, or I haven't seen it yet, but isn't the poinsettia panel this one but in different colors? I could be wrong, because I've heard people talking about a poinsettia panel, but I haven't seen it yet, so that might be, you know. I have the Hoffman flower, and I've been afraid to do anything with it. I can try it now. Yeah, go Marjorie. Go. We will be working on the flower, the big bloom flower. I have a very blue and a little bit of a purple one, and I have that at the ready. I just want to, it takes time. I'm gonna, everything I stitch, I'm gonna do a time lapse for it. I just haven't been able to get back to it. So as soon as I'm done the leaf panel, that's what we're moving to. And also using Stitch Delight designs, but I can show you how to make your own designs right on the machine, right on this kind of a machine. So a McDreamy could do it. I don't know the baby lock names, and I don't know all of the brother names too, but I know the Luminaire 1, Luminaire 2. They're not the same. Okay, I was not sure about that. I am gonna have to look at that, and I know Stitch Delight is a little bit busy with a family emergency right now, but I can ask her. She does the best. Like, these are incredible. And every leaf is different. And I know the flower one, that's the one I've been dying to do. The designs are stunning on it. I love it. So isn't that pretty? The quilting stitches look like they are fitting perfectly into the leaf. Absolutely, absolutely, they do fit in. If I was, you know, a little more accurate on these parts, they would perfectly see. I didn't realize I'm not far off there. It's okay, but you can't really tell, and you won't be able to really tell. There's still more going into it, so this one's gonna get covered up. Just do your best on it, for sure. Do your best. She designs each design for each leaf. And what I mean about that is, okay, for example, these leaves in the middle, they look the same, that she could copy and paste and call it that, but she hasn't done that. All of the little wobblies in and out on them are for that leaf. So you have to use the right one. I really want to do this. It's so much fun. It's like a little out of my skill range without having any alignment tools on my machine. You don't need the alignment tools, girl. You just need a printer and, you know, some chalk marking and whatever hoop that you have. You can absolutely do this. It might take you a bit longer, but then again, not really, because you're not going to be playing around precision moving stuff as much as I would be. So, oh, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it so much. So look, I am a little bit off here. The angle needed to be changed.
When
But-
you stitch the other leaf, you won't even see it.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing this leaf. I think it's the light green, one of those. And it's going to cover it up just like, look, it covered up this darker orange. You can still see it a little bit. But yeah, it's practice. I'm sure by the time I get another 10 leaves on, I'll be able to put this right down exactly right. And it'll just carry on that way. So don't even worry about it. So let's just, while we're here, where's all my, oh, right here. The next one, I'm gonna go, we don't have a dust cam.
I can go to the wide cam if you want.
Yeah. So I am going to find a pen and mark off 14. And then the next one we're doing is 10.
You gotta do
So-
it up on the machine though.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to mark off that we
Or
did.
not, because it's frozen. Sorry.
Okay.
Needle cam.
Needle cam it is. That's okay. We can see it. Mark off 14. And then the next one we're doing is 10. And I'm going to find it. It sometimes helps if you circle it. So there's number 10. So that is 1, 6, 7. So 1. This is why we always need to know. This is why we always need to know our number 1, and this is why I've marked it even with some chalk. And so I make sure I pick the correct one. So it's kind of easy. So it's, I'm going to have to turn it around, I guess. So there's the 1. So it's down here. 2. It takes a second to figure it out. I need this bigger, and I didn't print it bigger. So 9, 10. So it's the second one after the 1. So let me show you how I do this. Just even down to 1 camera. So I'm going to take off my top part of the hoop, and I'm going to slide my stuff. Now this is the one that we're doing. So I feel around here. I want to make sure that it's in the middle and we don't have any problems. And I'm going to plunk my hoop down. I'd like it back a little bit more, so lift it up. And we're going to move it this way. And I'm going to put my hoop down. And I'm going to, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but I'm feeling to make sure that the bottom of the hoop and the top of the hoop are aligned. And look, I've got a wrinkle there, so I'm going to pull it up like that and pull this.
It's nice with the magnetic, it's easy to pull them tight.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can do that. And look, that is the correct one. And I'm ready to go on the next one. And that's how easy it is with the magnetic hoops. I'm probably going to have to move it. Well, let's just do it. It's a little bit too close to there. I don't like it. So lift it up again, and we want to shift it this way a little bit. But that's, you know, that's easy to me. Yeah, that's better. It's just a little bit. And then I make sure my magnetic hoops are aligned top and bottom, because it's really easy to put the top not anywhere close to it. And I'm going to check back here, and it just takes a second to do, but it'll save you a lifetime. And then I'm going to go back to my machine, and I'm going to go return, and I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to go back into my USB and find number 10, which is perfect. I love it. I love it. I can show you the number 10 with the projector just really quickly. I'm just going to turn down my light, or turn it off maybe. I know that's dark. It's okay. So we're going to set number 10.
I'm afraid of the dark.
No. And put on my projector, and then you guys can see, just for fun. Oh, look how dark that is. Just for fun. And look at that. We can see it. So it's got to be moved a little bit. It's pretty close. You know, I consider that pretty close. I would never stitch it like that, but
for hooping purposes, that's pretty
yeah.
cool. Yeah, good.
So, I mean, that's it. What I do is I listen to a book, or I kind of listen to a TV show, and like I said, fantastic practice. So I encourage everyone, no matter what kind of a machine you have, it is still an embroidery machine. The only thing you need is a large enough hoop. If you go onto stitchdelight.net, she gives you all the information of what you have.
Light back on it?
I am. Unfortunately, this isn't like a 5x7 hoop. You pretty much have to have a larger hoop, so that would be the only thing there. Yeah, the DZGNS.com, Designs and Machine Embroidery, they will tell you if a magnetic hoop, but make sure, if you're going to do this, make sure that your machine can do a hoop large enough for it. So, and I'm not using the big hoop because I don't need to. This is the hoop size that she recommends, and it's that easy to change to the next leaf. Now all I'm going to do is fiddle around. I'm going to line it up. If I was using a template, then I would have the markings and line it up. It's easy to do. So let me know in the comments after the live if you guys want me to work on this with templates this time. So we've done the high-tech situation. We've done the camera, which we'll say is medium tech. And we can do with all of the templates and show you how that, if that would help everybody get going. So let me know. Let me know what you guys want to do after the live, if you want a video on that, and I'll be happy to do that before I move on to the Dream Big panel. And I'll do the same things for the Dream Big panel. We'll work on it a little bit so you guys can see doing with different things. Judy Quilt says yes with templates. So yeah, we can work on that, and it is a big project, you guys, but there's so much of value in this experience, learning, practicing, and your mistakes don't actually matter, that I think everyone should try this if you have a big enough hoop. I think it is a wonderful experience Take it one row at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself with anything. Just one row at a time. If you have to mark stuff in chalk, like the numbers, that would have been helpful for me. I'd put number 10 on it. I wouldn't have to count and risk making a mistake. So, you know, you can do it like that. If you don't have magnetic hoops, then just use your regular hoops. You're just going to have to pull it off and re-hoop it on a flat surface. So you can do this. You can do this.
Templates.
Well, yeah, okay, we can do that. Yes, please. All right, I will do that. How about for next Saturday that we do that? And we can go through the different ways of doing it. And I'm going to throw in the snowman ones as well. So if you have snowman stickers, that you can do it that way as well. So we're going to go from, you know, chalk marking to a sticker and then to a snowman sticker, and we'll see which one is easiest. So for sure.
Rose is asking if you need embroidery software to print out the templates.
No, she has that. She is amazing. She has a PDF file that has all of them. This one this is it. But she has them at the correct size. This is just a summary, but she has them all for you, so you don't need software. You could use something like the Tool Shed, which is it's free. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it will print that for you. You can see the designs and check them out, sort of thing. And it's a free software, and you can use it on both Mac and PC. So that would be really good. You can play around with colors too if you want it. That would be helpful. But yeah, everybody, you know, jump into it. You guys can do this. Beginners and advanced, it is fantastic practice. And it's good for me practice, and Don is going to try it as well on his machines. So good practice. So thanks everyone for watching. Sorry we're down to one camera, but meh, what are you going to do? You get a nice view of the leaves here. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to comment after the video ends if you want. You know, we're going to, but if you want another video. And I'll see you guys on Monday for Mug Rug Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.